before we doing that, you need to know the percentage. First of all, if you know how to solve values in percentage form, then they're gonna be very easy. The first thing, the compound interest. Like you are giving money in a banks, so most likely all the banks they are using a compound interest. Like they will tell you, oh, if you leave your money for a certain time of a period, they will give you like 5%, 2%, and 1% depending on how much you are leaving your money in a bank for how many years, and then after like certain times later you will get back your money, but it shouldn't be like the same amount you have deposit, but you will get extra money on top of it. So that is called a compound interest. But you have to leave your money in the bank for a certain time. You cannot take your money out. If you take your money out, they might be deducted some stuff like that. So now there's a could be you can use either way, like one step by step. If they leave the money for 3 years, then you can do first year and the second year and the third year, or you can use a formula. We will use both method to find out a compound interest. So first I write down a formula for compound interest that might help you first, and then we will write down the questions. So this is the formula. A is equal to P times whole bracket 1 plus R over 100, and T is time. I can write down the values where A is the final value of the investment. A is the final value. You have invested, what value amount you have invested, you will get back. This P is the invested amount you are invested. In the beginning of the starting period, you invested that amount. There could be anything. That's why we are using a formula. There could be anything, and then after using certain time of period, and then you will get back. And R is a rate. Rate, they giving you, sometimes they give you a rate is in a percent form, or is a percent form. Then that's why we percent means we have to divide by 100. That's why we write down, instead of percent sign, we will write down R over 100. And T is the time, yearly. Yearly, how many years you invested, then you will get back your money after that amount, that time periods, spending 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, depends on it. If we go to the questions, so we will get something more out of that one. So we will use with the formula and without formula. First we will start with the formula, and then after we same question but we were using without formula. The question says, if I write on a question, they are saying Mr. Hope invest £500 for 2 years. Mr. Hope, if I remove these one, Mr. Hope invested £500 for 2 years. 2 years, right? So how, what the percent rate he will get back? The bank paying 4% compound interest. The bank pays 4% compound interest. So now we have two values. So the first thing, 500. That means 500, this is the invested amount. We need to find out A. A is after invested. This is the final investment which you will get back. And this is a T is given 2 years time, and the 4% means is a R. So 4% you can write down instead of R, you just write down 4% in there, or 4 over 100, like that. So we have to put these value in there. So 500 bracket 1 plus 4% can be written in the form of 4 over 100, and time is 2 years. 500 1 plus 4 divided by that, we will get 0.04 squared. 500, we will get 1.04 and squared. We need to square that value to find out our solution. So 1.04 squared is 1.0816, and then times that by 500, you will get money back from a bank, 540 pound and 80 pences. This money, after 2 years you wait and you will get extra 40 pound on your actual amount. This is how we work like with the formula. If there's a 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, then the formula is the best to solve that equation. So now same thing we will do with the parts. So then let's see how we can work out these values. I can write down that answer here, then we can see with formula, without formula, is the same or not. So in here, so we can write down, he invested money for 4% for 1 year. After 1 year, how much he will get back? After 1 year, so then you have to do multiply both values. This is one thing. 500 times 4%, which is 4% means 500 times 0.04. Right? When you multiply, then you will get so that giving you 20 pound. So after 1 year, your total amount, total after 1 year, you will get 500 add 20 pound, which is 520. So after 1 year, you got 520 in your bank. So now this is the amount you have to use to get another year, because now you have 520 pound, not 500, because you wait 1 year, so you get that value. So second year, after second year, so first we need to do same thing, 520 times 4%, which is 520 times 0.04, and you will get 20 pound 80 pence. So total amount after 2 years. So that was your previous. You need to add from in this amount, not in the 500, because you already had for 520 now. 520 add 2080, which is 540 pound 80 pence. This is the final answer. That's how in both way we have found same answer. So it's mean you can use any method. If you know the formula, then you can use. If you don't know the formula, then you have to do like that. If like this comes in like a 5 years, that is first step, second, third, fourth, 5. They're gonna be more longer. If you know formula, just stick the values in this formula and then get the answer in a straight way. So we go to the some questions. So let's see. Sometimes they are giving. So work out the compound interest on each of the following after 1 year and after 2 years. So I give you another example, the question of that. So that's saying that's 1000 at 8% per year. 1000 at 8% per year. So you need to find out for first year and then after second year, like that. So 1000 8%. So this is 1 year. After 1 year, 100,000 times 8%, which is 8%. So 1000 times 0.08. When you multiply that value, that becomes 1, 2, 3, 80 pound. So after 1 year, that becomes 1080, which is 1080 pound. This is the one way. The secondly, you can use the other way. I can show you. Just like, what does it mean? That means shows you 8% is increase. We will work out, increase and decrease of percentage. That might help you out in the next topic. So that's gonna be increase. Like we can do that in here. So this is our now amount. So after 2 years, we can use it. When there is increase, this is 100%. And what does it mean? This is 8%, right? 100%, obviously, this is actual amount. 8% is increment, or we are adding, so that is 108% total. So that becomes 1.08. So this is the value. If we multiply that with that, so we will get straight away the answer. We don't need to find out that one first and then add that value. So we will work out percentage increase and decrease also. So in here again, 1000 times, if I using increment one, so that becomes 1.08, like that, straight away. But our value was that 1080. So then we are multiplying with this value. So 1080 times 1.08, we will get value 1166 pound. This is our final amount. So sometimes they will ask you, can you find out how much profit will you get after? If they asking, can you tell how much profit have you found after 2 years waiting time, if you left 1000 in there? So after 2 years time, then this is your final amount. Take away the actual amount you left in the bank. So this is your profit after 2 years time, which is 166 pound and 40 pence. This is your profit after 2 years. So you waited for 2 years and you get back 166 pound.